Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Izzy with Tell It Like It Is, and I got another movie review just for you. Today, we're going to be doing Toy Story 4. First off, let me say the more I talk about this movie, the more I remember this movie, and the more I watch this movie in the theater, the more I kind of started to realize to myself, this is really one of those franchises that's been going for a long time, but you're cool with it that it went this long and it's gotten as far as it's gotten. Like, this is one of those franchises that's very rare where it gets better as it progresses. Like, none of the Toy Stories really fell off. First one, amazing, amazing for what it was. The second one, it was cool because it introduced some new things. And then the third one, which I thought would have been it because of the way they ended everything, it showed a lot of inner betrayals and things, and the finalization of moving on because Andy went to college and he gave his toys to a new kid. We literally grew up with Andy, so it was really cool. And just when you think it's all over, they came back. And woof.
Man, I'm not even gonna lie, man. This this movie was amazing. This movie was so good. It hit you on multiple levels of emotion that you just if you watch this like from beginning to end, if you grew up with Toy Story, you just this this movie gonna make you feel some type of way, dog.
Toy Story 4, starring Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Annie Potts, and a bunch of other people that I really don't feel like naming and kind of can't name because they're all so old and I'm just not that savvy on all of them like that. When a new toy called Forky joins Woody and the gang, made up by their new owner, or their new kid, Bonnie, a road trip alongside old and new friends reveals how big the world can be for a toy. This movie's got a lot. This movie's got action. This movie's got adventure for sure. This movie's definitely got a lot of comedy and a lot of comedic moments. And this movie's also got a lot of sad, sometimes depressing, and very heartfelt moments and some life lessons that you just kind of like really understand and like really pay attention to. Kids might not get it off the bat, but as adults and things like that, and the way they're going with this movie, you just you'd have to you have to pick up on that. There's no way you can't just not pick up on that unless you're just really stupid. Now, if you are a fan like I and you cried or welled up a little bit on Toy Story 3 when they were about to hit the fire in that garbage can, the compactor or whatever the freak that thing was, the incinerator, and you cried during that scene, or you even started to well up a little bit, you're definitely gonna cry in this movie, like, for sure. Like, for sure. I don't understand how anybody could not cry in this movie theater. Nigga, it got to certain points and I started tearing up because I was like, man, that is rough. And I'm not trying to spoil anything yet, but man, that is rough. And you feel that in your heart. And if you ever been in that position or had those kinds of things happen to you in life, you feel where the in particular character is coming from and why that hits home so hard, because this is how you wrap stuff up.
And another thing. What is up with all these franchises wrapping everything up? I know everybody's getting old and everything. I get it, but it's just like, man, all the stuff that we grew up with is just starting to slowly fade away. Things that took a lot of years off of us, like just sitting there enjoying it. Yeah, I can't say anything else about that without spoiling anything, so I can't. So I'm not. Moving on.
I love the music in here, all nostalgia, strictly nostalgia, because the whole score was still scored by the great Randy Newman, who did it from the very beginning. Even the original song, You Got a Friend in Me, still in the movie. That's amazing. I love that. So this isn't a spoiler, but obviously if you watch the trailer enough, you'll know. Their new kid, Bonnie, is starting preschool. So where she's used to playing with her toys day in, day out, every day, and all that other stuff, it's time for her to get older and start school. So parents take her to preschool. No toys are allowed in preschool, and the toys have to stay behind. So she ends up making a toy instead to kind of like keep her company and all that other stuff while she's at school. So she uses a plastic spork, some of the little fuzzy stringy thingies. I don't know what that stuff on his base is. It looks like it could be clay. I really want to say it's gum, but I know it's not gum. So I'm just going to go ahead and say clay, and sticks with her name written on the bottom of both sticks, and googly eyes. Thus, Forky is born.
So, without explaining how a toy becomes alive after you make it out of things that people eat and trash and other things, he's a toy now, because that's what she turned him into be. So apparently you make toys out of anything, they come alive, because that's just how things work.
And it's up to Woody to keep him in check, keep him in line, show him the ways of what it's like to be a toy and what it's like to be the most favorite toy of all, because once Forky was made, it was kind of a wrap for a lot of the other toys. Like now it's up to him to kind of like keep Bonnie happy, and Woody, having a lot of experience in that, decides to like, you know, show Forky the ropes and things, and then they take a road trip. And that road trip goes so far south thanks to Forky, because he's not coping well with the idea of the fact that he's a toy. Thus, the adventure begins because Woody now has to go after him. With a colorful assortment of meeting new toys in an antique shop, nice long road trips down the highway, and running into an old friend that I kind of questioned a long time ago, like, yo, whatever happened to that? Glad they had callback on it. Good old Bo, right here. Good old Bo Peep here, running back into her again, catching up on old times and learning the things that she's learned since her time apart from Andy and her sister, was it Molly, I think. As far as original storyline, picking up where we left off, recall, any type of retcon that's in there whatsoever, which I really don't feel like there is. And the way this overall movie just went and how it made me feel personally, I'm gonna give this movie, Toy Story 4, a 9 out of 10, bro. This movie was excellent. If you're a Toy Story fan, you'll love this movie. And I can't imagine people really finding too much to complain about or nitpick about or even hate about this movie, because it was so good. And the way that they ended it, it seems like for sure, like, this is kind of it, because after this, then what? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could start a new chapter, but why even bother to do all that? Why not just land the plane, everybody get off, and just call it quits? This would be a good way to end the whole franchise, in my opinion. But, I mean, what do I know? I'm just a black guy. But yeah, man, Toy Story 4, Disney Pixar. If y'all seen it, let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you haven't, let me know what you thought about what I had to say about it so far in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Yet again, I really hate to always have to say that, and nobody does it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Do those things, please. Anyway, you guys, I'm out of here. Stick around for the spoiler section, and yeah, you know how it go. I'll be here telling it like it is.